Hey, this is Nick Mitchell with TopTierMarketingOnline.com, specializing in helping current business owners, whether they have a website or not, maximize their marketing effectiveness, either online or offline advertising, but specializing in delivering results with internet marketing and advertising. And today is really a big question: is my website currently working? And unfortunately, if you have to ask this question, chances are the answer is no. However, even if you know that your website is working and you are getting customers, there are always things you can do to be more efficient to get more leads and more customers from your website. Now, to make a generalized blanket statement here, the typical situation that I most often come across is, number one, either as a business owner you build the site yourself. Now, this means you're pretty technologically savvy, but you don't necessarily know how to get the results from the website that you're looking for, because quite honestly, internet marketing is a full-time job. The other option is you might have paid a designer some big bucks to design a nice flashy website for you. It looks really cool. It's got a bunch of graphics, maybe moving images and stuff like that. But the same kind of holds true for web designers, is that designers aren't necessarily taught how to make websites that make money. And you might be shocked to know that some of the most boring websites in the world make some of the most money, and that's really the truth, because it just really comes down to knowing what to do to a website and what to put on it to get people to take action. In any case, one thing that you always have to keep in mind when you're looking at your website is realize that your competition is only a click away. That is the power of the internet, is that people are on there looking for information, and information is everywhere. And also in our age, our generation, whatever you want to call it, attention spans are very short, and people will, on average, look at a website for about 30 seconds before they decide if there's something of value on this website or if they should go look for something else. So if you don't capture their attention within 30 seconds, then they're not going to be diving into your website to see what other information they can get. Now, one thing you can do is to make sure your site looks really clean, kind of like a car. If you walk up to someone's car and you see it's really trashy and messy on the inside, subconsciously you might make a judgment about that person's personality. Or if you see what kind of car they drive, a person who's driving a Mercedes is not going to be thought of in the same way as someone who's driving an Acura. You might think of the person driving the Mercedes as being more successful about what they do. Whether or not that's true is entirely beside the point, quite honestly, but it's all about that initial impression, is that you have that 30 seconds to get that customer to stick around, basically. Another thing that's very important is to have one desired action per page on your website. And what that means is you want to be very clear about what your message is on every single web page that you have. If you want them to call you, make it very clear. Have them call you. Put your phone in big numbers up there so that all they can do is call you. If you want them to take a survey, make the survey the only thing on that page, so that's all that they can do. So they don't get confused, everything's very clear, and you'll get much better results from people on your website that way. It's also very helpful to have valuable information about why a customer should do business with you. This is the whole reason that people are searching online, is to find information about their businesses. This is what the internet is all about. The last thing they're looking for is just your phone number, just to call you. If that's all they wanted, they'd look in the web or in the yellow pages. But they want valuable information about your products and services, why they're best fitted to this potential customer situation. Again, you need to prove to them why they should do business with you. They are, to a certain degree, in control because they are searching for information. They are making the choice about who they want to do business with. Now, you also absolutely must have a follow-up system on your website, so you can, if you don't turn a visitor into a customer right away, that you can follow up with them over time, be it a newsletter or something similar, so that your message will be in front of them when they are ready to buy. Because a lot of people will browse online. It's kind of like window shopping. They'll search around for a product or service they think they might need in the future, maybe sometime in the distant future. So if you can offer something of value and incentivize them to either put in their email address for your newsletter or some way to follow up with them in the long term so that you can turn them into a customer down the road. Now, the copy on your web page is, again, very, very important. And what I mean by the copy are the actual written words. And again, this is going back to some of the most boring websites in the world can make the most money. It doesn't have to do with big flashy graphics or designs. While those are eye-catching, they're not what sell. The words are the most important. Professionally written copy, meaning something is written in such a way to get a customer to take action. This is why people who write sales letters, copywriters, can get paid millions of dollars per year, because they know how to get people to take action just by writing words, whether it be to call you or to make a purchase or whatever the desired action is. And another thing that's very, very important but really kind of falls outside the scope of this video is what's under the hood, so to speak, of your website. This means what's written into the code that isn't visible on your website but is very, very important to how well your website works. This is things like tracking visitor actions. This is one of the powers of the internet, is that 100% of everything that happens is trackable. So this means you can find out exactly which pages are the most popular on your website, or you can track how many visitors to your website you need before you get a lead, or how many visitors to your website you need before you get a phone call or a purchase or whatever. So you can track your expenses basically that way, and you can also track what might not be working, so you can change it and make it more effective and more efficient. Also, what goes under the hood are things written in the code that will get you better search engine listings. So if you are a chiropractor, for example, and you want to be up at the top for best chiropractor in your area, you need to have that on your page, basically written in the words that you're a chiropractor in I don't know, Newark, New Jersey or something like that. But there are also certain things that you have to put into what's called the metadata, which are things that are inside your website. Basically, it's written in the code, but that no one can actually see it on your website. But that's very important for the search engines to be able to see your website, some of the hidden content, and say, oh, this is a very important website. We should list it for Newark chiropractors. This is what is called SEO, search engine optimization. It's one part of the overall picture. Like I said, this video is not, or this falls way outside the scope of this video, but these are some things that are very important that you can look into, and you can actually contact me about some of that stuff. So if you do feel like you need a makeover to your website or a marketing makeover, you want some advice about search engine optimization, I am also a copywriter. I can help you develop some of your copy on your webpage to make it more effective, to get customers to take action. Either way, you can request a complimentary consultation. You can simply reply to one of the emails I might have sent you if you're watching this video that you got in an email, or send an email to Nick, N-I-C, at toptiermarketingonline.com, and be sure to include some details like your website, how things have been going for you, what it is you're looking to do, what you've currently been doing for marketing. Again, that is Nick, N-I-C, at toptiermarketingonline.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to help you out. Either way, I'm wishing you higher profits.